your ball in the trees and then you lip out the putt. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us, 'cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome back to the Rough Cut Golf podcast on a monumental day for everyone with the surname Block. The second major championship is out of the way. It is finished, and it has sent the professional golf world into a freefall, which could end up with most people being splattered on the ground in the wake of a LIV victory. That is one hell of an introduction and vivid imagery coming at you this morning. I am joined by my four co-hosts once more. We are all back in the same room. We have Mick, we have Jacob, and we have Kieran, and we have a lot to catch up on. It has been a monumental few weeks. We've been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of filming, a lot of content, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
It's not been normal for us to all be in the same room at the same time for very long.
Felt like we were like long lost siblings who hadn't seen each other for a very long time. When we.
It's nice to see you, mate.
Yeah.
You excited to be back?
I'm really excited to be back. There was lots of... I tried to keep up with the podcasts because obviously it's very important to know what was said and who Kieran picked as his replacement for his, draft team and all that good nonsense. But it did feel very weird watching the podcast and not seeing myself on it and hearing you, congratulate me on my engagement and all that stuff and not being able to give you a hug. And it was bad.
Seems so long ago now.
Yeah, I know,
such a long time ago.
I don't think I've seen you in a month.
Literally an actual month.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, weird.
It's nearly a month.
Very odd. And me and Kieran spend every morning driving to work together.
Yeah.
Every evening driving back home from work together. Like, very strange for us not to be in the same room.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I
missed you, mate.
Yeah, I know. I missed
all of you.
Oh, thank you very much. I missed you too.
Pete, I've spent some time with you, but I still missed you when you were in Scotland.
We have spent most of that time together.
Yeah.
So you've missed me for a weekend.
Do you know what's mad? You know when we would...
But what a weekend.
What
we'll go to our rooms when we're in Turkey. We'd go to our rooms and, the day would be done. Nice beer, whatever. Go to our rooms. I'd be like, oh, really miss Pete.
Yeah.
I can't wait until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning when we meet up again for breakfast.
The peace and quiet was amazing.
Yeah, I bet you loved it, didn't you?
I'm not going to lie. I just sat in the bath just with some noise-cancelling headphones on and just chilled out. It was fantastic. Apart from I didn't have a bath. So I just stood in the shower. That's the reason why my headphones are broken. That was a few weeks ago. Last week, we were in Dundonald, our home away from home, and it has to be said, I have missed that place. We are back there for a week doing a full blast of content. We've got to play at Royal Troon, which is next year's open venue as well.
With the claret jug there as well.
I was because I saw pictures and I asked Kieran if he touched it, and he said he was too wimpy. He didn't touch it.
No.
We're not allowed to touch it.
Well, Pete was going to lick it at one point, so that's a bit.
Have you ever licked the claret jug?
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't think I've ever licked a trophy in my.
It
in
tastes
my
of
time.
history.
It was all a bit weird because we didn't really know what the event was. Really, did we? And it was we didn't know that the claret jug was going to be there. We didn't know.
Oh, it was like a thing.
Well, yeah, it was an event that Pete was playing in.
RNA and Visit Scotland. It was like an invitational day.
It's like a golf day.
But I don't think we really kind
of
got to know the magnitude of the event.
No, I didn't check the itinerary.
Yes,
That's the most un-Pete thing of all time. All I got when I asked questions in Turkey was, have you not looked at the itinerary? I'm like,
yeah, it's because somebody else did it.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
okay.
I wouldn't do an itinerary, so I was using that. I was clutching to that as a climber would to that last bit of rope as he hangs off the cliff. At Dundonald, we got invited to a golf day on the Thursday at Royal Troon, but it was basically just... Well, I didn't know it was a golf day. It was just do you want to come play Royal Troon on Thursday?
Yes, please, thanks.
And it was, cool, that's good. We'll film a video. And then when we got there, it transpired it was teams of 4. And it was,
like a big thing.
That was a whole thing, yeah.
Wow.
The whole thing.
With prizes and everything.
Did you win any prizes?
You have to wait and see.
And you had to get dressed up, didn't you?
I did.
Oh my God. Why did I not ask you about this? Why on earth were you wearing a suit?
Yeah.
Because apparently you need to wear a jacket and tie if you're eating in Royal Troon past 8 o'clock or some stupid rule like that. But I didn't, again, read the itinerary, so I didn't know any of that was a thing.
He didn't take any. He had to go.
Yeah.
So we finished the round of golf at Trood, and he had to drive to Next and go and get some photos.
Other clothes where shops are available.
Of course. In Irvine, no, there's not. There's Next. There is a Next outlet, and all the staff in there were lovely. I had like half an hour to get in, get a suit, get out. But it was like one of those very British things, maybe. And I'm sure they have them abroad. TK Maxx, like you go in.
Yeah, they call it
TJ,
Maxx,
I think.
TJ Maxx, so they just got rows of like mismatched clothes.
Yeah, isn't it like last season stuff that didn't sell, stuff that was damaged and repaired, stuff that was...
You can find some absolute gems.
Yes, you can find some
gems.
So it's stuff like that, but it's like a Next outlet version of that. So I was in there running around trying to find everything, and then the staff were very lovely and helped me. I also got a pair of brogued boots.
They were nice.
They were massive as well.
Mr. Fashion.
You also bought a very interestingly touch tie. It's a very strange material.
It was like £2,
and then for you to be given a tie when you walk through the
got
door.
like a proper R&A tie.
Yeah. The tie I got from Next was very cheap and definitely flammable.
Yeah,
it was that kind of material.
Like if you look at it for too long, it goes up.
Yeah, it
was bad.
It's not going to last long in the wardrobe. But I did get an R&A tie as well, which officially means I can go into the R&A clubhouse.
Really?
I can just walk.
No way.
If I walk in there with authority and that tie on, wave me through the
Well,
door.
we've usually said if you just walk in somewhere with confidence and a camera, that kind of does it for you.
And now I've got a tie.
And now you've got a tie to get
It's
with
hard
it.
to tie and a camera.
Yeah.
If I walk in there with, let's say, a nice bottle of red as well, they'll wave me through the door.
Does it have like
This way, sir.
R&A on it? Or has it got like anything?
Yeah.
It's got R&A on it.
Yeah, it's got like a little...
It's got a microchip. You can scan in and out. Yeah.
It's like RFID for the cool club.
The QR code at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
The barriers don't like slam down.
You can only get
if I
into
try and get in there.
You can only get into the niblik if we've got one of those.
So yeah, got that. Did that.
Dundonald was pure always, wasn't it?
Unreal.
Yes. So talk to me. We played some very nice courses in Turkey, and then you went and played very nice courses in Scotland. How was the transition from the Turkish golf to the Scottish golf?
Seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah, to go from a pine surrounded, sun drenched Turkey to a slightly cloudy but beautifully warm Dundonald Links.
You did have good weather.
It was good. It didn't rain all week. Like, there's a few cloudy days, a few sunny days, but it was perfect. For the west coast of Scotland, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, and the course was in great nick as well. Like I said, we did get some very good stuff done. And I mean, we've got stuff from Turkey, we've got stuff from Dundonald. We're filming another 4 videos this week. Like, we've got a lot.
It's a hammer.
We have got a lot of content kind of coming your way. And it's going to be very exciting. We also filmed the preview podcast of the PGA Championship at Dundonald as well.
Yep.
You did.
Best internet in the world, uploaded within seconds.
My goodness.
It was a good setting, that. It was a
speeds.
great setting. Just looking out onto Aaron there, it was just... Can we not just go
Jacob
back
like, oh, my glasses.
Yeah.
Jacob lost his
I
glasses.
lost
on
my
the beach.
glasses.
We went
That
for a
was-
romantic stroll on the beach and Jacob lost his glasses.
Yeah.
Romantic stroll
In
turned
the
into
jellyfish.
Manchester turned into about 17 pints of Guinness.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A harbour bar in Troon, highly recommended.
Yeah,
I
it was
was
very good.
I was editing very hard at that point. So.
Right. On a Saturday?
What someone? Yeah. No, actually, I wasn't. What was I doing? I think I was drinking beers on Saturday as well. Enjoyed myself.
Not as many as us. I can
Okay.
tell you
No,
that.
we had a very nice time, didn't we? We got some good work done. We almost had to say goodbye to a member of the team actually as well at one point, which might have been a little bit dangerous for Kieran. I don't know
Was
if
it
you
stuck in the mud? What happened?
Well, we did actually almost say goodbye to a mechanical member, and we also could have said goodbye to an actual member if things didn't go.
What did you almost
Well,
break?
Well, I might have flown the drone into a tree.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it was quite a big tree.
Probably should have seen it.
It was a tall tree.
It was quite a big tree.
If I'm flying this drone that has a giant camera on it, I should have seen the tree. Really?
Yeah.
You were backing it up, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I was backing up. Just I thought I had enough clearance on me back, and sort of went back a little bit, and sort of, do you know the in like films you have those letterbox sort of things where it's like the top, the black bars. It was literally like that. I went back and I had branch here, and then like the green, and I was just like, wow.
This is about to get hairy.
Yeah. This is it. And then it got caught. So we went up and we.
Is it still in the tree, or did
No,
we?
we climbed. So
we retrieved it.
So admittedly, Kieran got all the way up to get the drone.
Yeah.
I went up about halfway. He managed to then pass the drone down to me, and we clambered our way down.
I've got cuts on me. I was
was
wearing
hurt.
shorts at the time.
No one was hurt.
No one was hurt.
I don't think it would have passed the health and safety procedures.
It was high,
but
it was very, very high. But yeah, no.
a drone needed to be recovered.
Yeah,
Was the
exactly.
footage good at least?
This is the only thing I wasn't recording at the time.
Oh right, so we don't have
So,
the.
Can't even show people what it
Actually,
was
don't
like.
have
when you-
anything from it.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
I can't even show because I wasn't recording at the time.
I
but
was planning
that
to
would
put
have been
that in the
like-
video and
Yeah, that's
everything.
going in.
yeah,
100%.
that would have been ideal, but unfortunately I don't have it.
Well.
But only one propeller broken, so it was. We were all right.
Actual damage was sustained.
Yeah, just one propeller, but we changed that over.
The blade went.
The blade went,
Oh,
which
okay.
I was quite shocked.
And your anger and disappointment levels were where during this incident?
I was fuming.
yeah, he was,
You did a great job of not showing how angry you were.
You didn't John Rahm him.
No, it was pretty tempting, but yeah, I was fuming. The thing is that we were quite a way through a round of golf where I was very focused on score as well.
Oh man!
So it didn't go well after that point. I was angry.
I don't think Pete talked to me for quite a while. So
I'm
Just
actually
about
amazed.
got over it
I'm
now.
actually amazed just sat next to each other right
Yeah.
now. If I'm completely honest.
no, we're all right. We're all right.
Yeah, we're
For
fine.
now.
Yeah, we're fine.
Oh no.
No problems here.
So Dundonald was great.
Yeah. Sounds like you had a fun time.
Yeah, that's great.
In a nutshell.
How did you play?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I've been playing all right.
Yeah.
Recently, I didn't putt that well. Well, no,
that wasn't your fault.
No, that's a complete lie. I putted well. I just didn't hole anything. I've never had so many lip outs. But you'll have to watch the video. That is all coming. You know, let's just keep some suspense about
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just
what's going on.
you know, because
100%.
I watched you play in Turkey and you played very well at times. So I was wondering just like whether it transferred over to the Scottish golf as well. But yeah, you're very true. I'm looking forward to seeing other stuff that got shot while you were there.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, admittedly, I didn't play as well as the champion of the PGA Championship, Mr. Brooks Koepka.
Yes.
Who
Brooksy.
secured his 5th major championship, his 3rd USPGA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yep.
that is-
2018, 2019,
That is
2022.
very specific, isn't it? To have won the
3 in
same
5
tournament.
years.
Yeah.
It is a weird one because like the PGA Championship is not it's not like it's a specific skill set
No.
that you face every time. Like the Open, you're obviously playing links. The Masters, you're playing the Masters, and then the US Open, you know, it's going to be a brutal test of golf. USPGA kind of floats around a little bit. This week at Oak Hill, it was a lot tougher than I think a lot of people anticipated. The rough was thick. The weather was interesting at times, but the actual final day looked perfect.
Yeah,
Really,
It was a really good day.
T-shirts.
yeah. It was a little bit softer because of the rain they had on the Saturday. There was no wind. And it was ideal really for, to be fair, it was ideal for Brooks, like the way he plays it.
Yeah.
So he got out like an absolute train in front, and you kind of thought that no one was going to get near him. Dropped a couple of shots. Viktor Hovland stuck around for as long as he could. And then that bloody bunker on 16, which kind of scuppered Corey Connors. Very weirdly also scuppered Viktor from exactly the same position. He did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it was bizarre, that, wasn't it?
It was very weird. The only thing I can imagine is that Viktor remembered or had seen the shot that Connors played and it was in his mind.
Yeah.
It's very weird for 2 players of that quality to hit exactly the same shot from exactly the same position.
Badly.
Yeah, it was a bit weird that. I'm not really sure what was going on. But that put paid to his chances. But to be honest, I didn't at any point think Brooks wasn't going to win yesterday.
Yeah.
It had that feel. It had that vibe. I felt. I turned to you and I said, I think he's going to do it today. It just kind of, it had that energy that he was going to come back, especially after the Masters and him losing that. He was a man on a mission
So
yesterday.
this is the difference, I think, this time around, is that at the Masters, he lost the tournament.
Yeah.
Whereas this time, he went and won the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not as if and obviously Rahm played very well at the Masters, but it was Brooks's to lose at a certain point, and he did. Like, he managed to throw it away.
Even himself, he said, he uses the word choke, which within golf and within sport is quite a thing to say.
Yeah, but this time around, he just went out and Hovland was close-ish at times, but it was.
I thought
so good for him.
when I saw Scotty just sort of like coming up in the leaderboard, like making birdie after birdie, I was like, oh god, he's just going to come and just birdie the last 6 of the last 7 holes and just take it. But he sort of levelled off as well.
Hold on, don't you also have Scheffler?
Yeah, in his team.
Yeah, I do also have Scheffler.
I was going to say we'll get on to our. We've done a draft of players. We've all got a team. Points are awarded for how high you finish, and we'll get into that in a moment. Yeah. Kieran has had a very good week.
Yeah. Do you want to just get your Brooks? Like, you want to get your Brooks gloat out of the way, or
no?
Because there is a reel going round where you said, I think a LIV player might win it, and you also mentioned his name. So shall we just give you your props for your selection, or
no? It was it's just all set up. It was all set up for him, I thought, that whole week, really. It was just perfect for him. He loves the PGA Championship. He loves that sort of course, like an Oak Hill. It's going to go, it was going to work. So, yeah, and he's just playing well. And
he's just doing what he did 3-4 years ago.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Brooks
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Just had that vibe the whole week. He didn't, go at it. He just played the golf course. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. He... attacked when he needed to attack, didn't do anything kind of out of didn't make many mistakes, and then the final day just perfect. Went for the pins that he could attack. The rest was just middle of the green.
From my viewing experience, I felt like the pins were all very hard. Even on day one, the pins were difficult, which I felt like the at Augusta, they obviously have the Friday. You kind of know where the pins are going to be based on what day it is.
Yeah.
But I felt like these are all really hard. They're all tucked, real tight in all the weird corners.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, it's a major championship. They're going to make it. They're going to make it tough. And I think the whole setup over the week, they probably got it right.
Yeah.
Just about there was the right amount of jeopardy, right amount of difficult shots to holes that did reward good play as well. So I think they got it right. I'm still not 100% down with what the PGA Championship is, as far as what does it represent?
Yeah, what's its thing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it doesn't have to have a particular type of identity, but with every other major, we kind of know what we're getting. And the PGA Championship seems to just go through so many iterations about what it wants to do that it feels like it gets a little bit lost. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be very, very, very few people watching this that say the USPGA is their favourite major.
Yeah, apart from Brooks.
But
and of course he's watching this.
Yeah, of course he is. But what you would say is that over the last about 5-6 years, the PGA has potentially actually been the most exciting.
That's what I was going to say. Is that I've not watched golf. I was saying this, Jacob. I've not watched a final round of a major in years because I've just not been that interested in it. I don't like watching too much golf anyway. But I just found that this one with the leaderboard, it was so exciting. Everyone could come from everywhere.
Yeah,
there was a lot of stories out there. There was so many ways you could go.
I think it was great.
Yeah, and
I'm sure you did. Yeah, I'm sure you loved it.
I was going to say, LIV getting their first major win.
Yeah. Which since its creation,
which we kind of thought was on the cards post Masters anyway, because they played extremely well. Did we have 3 in the top 10, Jacob?
Yeah, Brooks, Bryson, and Cam Smith.
Yes,
who put a very good final day together. Yeah, shot 5 under or 6 under or something.
So yeah, and didn't Bryson have a very good first day as well? Wasn't
he leading? He was leading after day 1. 4 under, I think he shot.
I weirdly like Bryson now.
Really?
Yeah. But
it was his type of course as well. It's a bomber, can gouge out the rough. It's his.
I like that he's back.
Yeah, it's a bit of a return to form. Bryson, he's a bit of an odd bloke. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it's better when he's up there because it provides stories, and really that's what this championship was kind of all about in many respects. There was just so many different stories to come out of it. and LIV being up there and a LIV player obviously winning the event, it's going to be tricky because, listen, everybody, the whole LIV versus PGA versus DP World debate, it's not going to, it's only going to intensify with this because you're not, again, it's going to be almost impossible now to turn around and say that Brooks isn't one of the best players in the world, and yet week in, week out on the tour he's playing, he's not getting rewarded any world ranking points. Same with Cam Smith, same with Bryson, and the other kind of players from LIV who were up there.
Yeah.
So it's just going to push that debate even further. And from a LIV perspective, I'm not Greg Norman's biggest fan, but he's going to be unbearable. After this.
Yeah, I think if it had been a Phil or Bryson, maybe someone who was very vocal about the LIV versus PGA battle, then I think he definitely would be. And of course, I think there's going to be some words said in the coming weeks post Brooks's win. But I think Brooks Koepka for me is he's not a massive. It's not as if he's a massive LIV advocate. He just wanted to recover from injury, play slightly less golf, and get paid loads of money, which I can understand, and then still have access to the majors. So I said this before to you, Jacob. I feel like he has kind of got the best deal out of LIV. That there's some players who went to LIV who are kind of at the end of their careers, maybe, who just wanted a little bit of a payday to kind of secure themselves for retirement. There's the kind of players that we've not heard of who went to LIV because it was a good paycheck and a good way to play golf for a living. And then there's these kind of players in the middle where the Cam Smiths, arguably Phil and Brooks, who want to play less golf so that they can concentrate more on the big tournaments, which would be the majors. Because Brooks clearly can win tournaments and clearly can come top twos and top threes, but doesn't do it on LIV for some reason when the courses are slightly less good and the fields are less competitive.
He has won once on LIV this year, which we can we can debate the merits of the strength of that field and all the rest of it, but he's a serial major winner. He's got 5 of them now. He's in a very rarefied air now.
He's getting up to that echelon now, isn't he?
That's the question I have, is that do you guys think that he is now, can we now class him as one of the greats? Because he's got as many titles now, as many major titles as Seve.
I think it's a tricky analysis to make just based on how many majors you've won, because there are players. We looked at the list of I think there's 20 players who have 5 or more majors now, and some of them you wouldn't necessarily consider to be legends of the game just because they've got more trophies. But
it's what you kind of put most stake on being the best things in golf. Is it how many weeks you held at number one? Is it how many majors you won? Is it how many worldwide events you've won? Brooks is a guy who's got more major wins than PGA Tour event wins, which is an absurd thing.
Yeah, so he must have a switch in his head, which is this tournament matters more than the others. Yeah, let me just turn it on. Suddenly be good.
I must admit, I don't have the numbers right, but it'd be interesting to see in that list of actually overall how many wins those guys have in terms of their whole playing career.
Right.
Brooks is a guy that has won at the right time in the biggest stages, which is obviously a big. It's a big thing for a player to be classed as one of the greats, playing in those high-profile moments. So he is up there. He's up there.
He's just surpassed. So he's got past Rory now.
Yeah.
So Rory's still on 4.
Don't even get me started on that.
Brooks is now on 5. And we're talking. He's got joining Seve here.
Yeah, he's joining Seve
on 5. He's only 1 win away from Mickelson, from Faldo, from Trevino.
Which is that's what I was
and those are 3 names that I would consider greats. They are 3 names
that are literally the greats of the game.
But
it's like Seve, isn't it? Yeah. He's joined Seve.
Yeah, Seve. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The real test, and the question you would ask is, if you asked, Faldo, Trevino, Mickelson, for example, how do they judge their careers when it's all said and done and it's majors?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it is a big measure, isn't it?
And that's what we're measuring. We're measuring Rory on that as well. I know Rory's one of the greats, but we keep referring to him with the majors because obviously he needs to be getting more under his belt to really, really secure his his status in golf. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think he said it himself potentially earlier this week that, you know, if he finished his career now without any more major wins, he would still consider it a success. And there's no way you can look at it without considering it a success. He's won all these tournaments, all the rest of it. But these players use majors as a benchmark. Yeah. You know, Rory could end up being the best player to ever win 4 majors. Yeah. But if you look at it and you would compare his career to Brooks can easily turn around and say, well, I don't care about being world number 1 for X amount of months. I don't care about winning the FedEx.
Yeah. How many majors have you won?
How many majors have you won? How many Wanamaker trophies have you got? That must weigh down his trophy cabinet, by the way.
They are big boys.
They are big trophies.
It's an impressive trophy, isn't it?
It is a monster. Yeah. Like, so big. Like, pointlessly big. But if you're judging a career on majors and success, Brooks is up there. And it's just so weird how he's able to switch it on in these tournaments and potentially, certainly when he's on the PGA Tour, maybe not so much LIV, like I said, not really watch many of those events. During the rest of the season, it can just disappear.
Yeah, he kind of doesn't need to particularly play well in the LIV events because it's guaranteed. So maybe the argument is that he has more time to practice or less problems with injuries because he's not playing as much, or like how on earth does someone do like they literally just
it's just
off
so
a cliff
how
and great.
Like mentally for him it's like he's always been majors. He doesn't and he's vocally said that he's never been one for, you know, obviously he still plays the PGA Tour events and LIV now, but like the majors were his thing. And you could, you know, we said it as well when Hovland had that double bogey. Like what made it even worse was that Brooks just stiffed it to like 6 feet
dagger,
and made a birdie.
Twist of the knife.
Like in like the most,
swing,
in the most, you know, like the most pressure of moments. Yeah, he just absolutely like kills it.
I know we both agree the same thing, and I'd be interested. Maybe just a one-word answer, Pete and Mick. But do you think that if Brooks was playing how he is now, would he have joined LIV? Do you think he regrets it?
No.
Yeah.
I think he's got exactly what he wanted. Yeah. He got guaranteed money. He got less golf, so he gets to spend more time.
So you think you think he'd have joined LIV anyway?
Yeah, this is what he wanted.
Do you?
He wanted to play in the majors and play less golf otherwise.
For Brooks, so for Brooks to, like I said, during the normal PGA season, like between now and the US Open, he'd be going missing for 3 weeks anyway. Like we wouldn't hear about him until he wins the US Open. So, what's the difference between doing that on the PGA Tour or doing that on LIV? There's literally none. And
I don't think he would have joined.
We disagreed with that.
I don't think he'd join.
Yeah. What's your argument?
I think that he actually does place more emphasis on being a PGA member and world ranking and being classified into the majors. Because if it's a guy like he's obviously getting into these off the back of winning them prior to going to LIV.
Yeah, and now he's in again.
Which is obviously, but you know, it places more emphasis on him having to do well in those majors, which naturally he has done. That's probably not going to be a problem for him. But I think that I think that he wants to put himself up in that upper echelon of player,
up with the big boys,
with majors and with being on the PGA Tour and world ranking, which he struggles to get right now.
Yeah, and just to add to that, the Ryder Cup. You know, like he loves the Ryder Cup. He has always loved the Ryder Cup, and now he's not going to play in it. And that was something that kind of was really upsetting for me when I was watching that. I was like, "There's players here that aren't going to be playing in the Ryder Cup this year." And
that's good for us.
It's good for the Europe.
It's very good for Team Europe.
But remember, like qualification into the Ryder Cup is done through like the major tours, but whilst the European team is inextricably linked to the DP World Tour, the European Tour, the PGA Tour doesn't have any say over selections for the US team. So there's nothing stopping Zach Johnson from picking Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, if he thinks he just can't qualify for it.
Yeah, he can't but bear in mind he will now have qualifying points.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh really?
Yeah, through winning the major.
Oh right.
So he can still get in
because he's in an event.
I thought that they were kind of like abolished or
just like what?
I mean, they might be like ousted from it, but there's nothing stopping Zach Johnson picking him. It's like there's nothing stopping Lou Donald picking anyone like Thomas Peters, for example.
Yeah,
Peter Finch.
yeah.
Yeah, great.
Tom Holland.
I didn't know that. I wasn't under that.
No.
Do you
I
think
thought that they weren't allowed?
Do you think you would still have that opinion on it if he hadn't have been so successful in the last 2 majors?
No, because I think the reason why he went to LIV is because he just didn't know where his golf was going to be for the next 5-10 years and how his body was going to be for the next 5-10 years. And he saw an opportunity to make some guaranteed money and he took it. And, you know, that's whether you agree with it or not. But I don't think he was in a position of, I don't think, and you saw it in full swing, he didn't think, where's my golf game going to be? He didn't feel like he was good enough to compete.
Yep.
And now he's found his way back to the top. I don't think he would have gone.
No, to be honest, I think that's more a moment in time. I think he's found it. All of it is predicated by if you believe that he actually cares what other people think. So if he wants to put himself to the top of the game is winning majors. And if he's doing that, it doesn't matter where he plays. Yeah. Like in his mind and in anyone else's. Remember, like, we're talking about the majors. It's the same in tennis. Like, a lot of people...
The Grand Slams.
Yeah, like, it's the Grand Slams. I have absolutely no idea what Roger Federer does or did in between the Grand Slams. Not a clue. I don't know what he won. I've no idea what he did. Same with Nadal, same with Djokovic. It doesn't matter to me.
I think Federer just ate a lot of Swiss cheese.
Yeah, just like stroked his cows. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, most people watch majors. Yeah. Most people judge players by majors. So if Brooks wants to be known as one of the best in the world, if he's at the end of this year sitting in 95th place in the official World Golf Rankings, but he's got 2 majors under his belt.
Yeah.
You think there's another one out there for him?
Well, I mean, he had very Brooksy vibes out there of invincibility, which he had when he was winning those back-to-back PGAs and his US Open.
I think, like, for me, watching him play was like he just makes so few mistakes. It's the same thing as Scotty.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, maybe like at times there's moments of brilliance, but what did it for me is that the reason Hovland didn't compete with him over the last few holes is just because there was a couple of tiny mistakes in there. Brooks just played mistake-free golf for 4 rounds. Brooks
did hit some bad shots, like he stuck it in the water, for example. He's plugged it into the face of a bunker, played an amazing shot to get out of that.
Yeah.
But anytime you watch him play, it's one of the reasons why it makes him a little bit boring at times, because he very rarely kind of shows any emotion.
It's just focus.
Like, yeah, if he's playing his best golf, he will be walking down the fairway and you won't know if he's 4 under, if he's 4 over. He's just like... he looks just very, very serene.
Yeah. Maybe that's the same feeling people get with Scotty Scheffler as well. Because we have that argument about him being boring, but in reality, he's hitting great golf shots. And he's, we looked up his stats. If Scheffler could putt, he would have dominated the entire tournament.
He didn't hold anything outside of 15 foot.
It was not great. 23rd or 22nd
something like that,
overall for putting.
Yeah, but
I mean, shocking, but.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Brooks, by the end of his career, is at the thick end of 10 majors.
Yeah, is the goal like 6 and then 8 and then more than 10? Or
I mean, I think realistically he has a chance of a career Grand Slam. He's only 33. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You kind of forget that he's younger than Rory.
And he's now also at fitness as well. Like, he's at full fitness. He's got no injuries, no nothing.
I'm right in saying that. He's younger than Rory.
Rory's 33, as well.
Yeah.
So he's younger than Rory and...
No, Rory's 34. How old am I? 23. He's 10 years old.
What metric are you judging by?
He's 1.5 Kieran's old.
He's 34. He's 34.
Because he's like 11 years old.
Because he's the same age as my sister.
Oh, right.
And my sister's 10 years older than me.
Right.
And like that's how I work it out.
So he's 33.
I think that's how we should all judge our ages.
He's had his birthday.
Because he's had his birthday.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
So
You're right over there.
So anyway.
Enjoying yourselves on Math Street.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So we're just having a chat here. So.
Which, by the way, is mad. Like, you just don't think of it like that, do you? You just think of Rory as like this mid-20s precocious player, but
But he had some grey hair coming through this week.
He did have some grey hair.
Dude,
a bit stressed out.
I think we have to live in a world where he never wins again. You know, he never wins another major. If he doesn't get over whatever is going on in his life right now, which is stopping him playing good golf for 4 rounds in a row, he will never win a major again.
I mean, when you say it, it's kind of like
10 years.
It sounds surprising. It sounds quite shocking, but it has been a decade
He's
since
had
he won.
40 opportunities to win a major, and he's not won any.
But winning majors is obviously one of the hardest things to do, which is why you use it as such a metric to measure the great players. But it has been a decade.
And he's one of the, for those 10 years, has been one of the best
100%.
golfers on the planet and has not been able to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Something has to change.
Yeah. So, what that will be, we don't know. But I think, to be honest, like, he's still one of the most important players in the game. But is he a main talking point at these championships? Yes. Will he be in the next few years? I don't know.
I think that it was the first time ever that Rory's had, or the person that Rory's playing with, other than Tiger, that's had more
more attention
than him.
Yeah,
Michael Block.
We definitely need to get onto Blocky. The one thing I would say about last thing about Rory, this was maybe the first major I've watched when he's kind of been in contention, because he was 2 under going into the
one under going into the last,
and he was it was very much within the realms that if he had a really good round he could get up there. But it was the first major final round where he was kind of in contention, where I just thought, there's no way he's going to do it. He's just not going to do it.
Dude, he just doesn't have what he used to have.
When he stiffed it on one, I was like...
No, even then you just knew he was going to back it up with a bogey.
Yeah, and he did.
I thought he was going to miss that.
Backed it up with 2 bogeys, I think.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, he's just in that moment where he's just not, he just doesn't quite have that game to get over the line in majors.
It's confidence, though. I really do think for him now it's confidence.
I think it's confidence and it's distractions. He's got so much else going on that isn't him concentrating on playing good golf. He's in every flaming, brand video. He's doing the AirPod down the fairway. He's, doing ads. Like, he's very comfortable. He's started his family. Maybe his distractions are preventing him from going out and being hungry in the majors.
Yeah, no, I don't buy into any of that.
Oh,
I'm not. You selling?
I'm not having any of that.
I ain't buying it. I ain't buying my cash. But who I am buying my cash for is definitely Michael Block. What an absolute legend has emerged this week. Incredible story. So, if you have not yet catched up on PGA Championship, to get into the PGA Championship, you can go through world ranking points. Obviously, a lot of tour pros are there, but there is opportunity for PGA professionals in America to qualify through their championships. Michael Block was one of those players who got through, and he recorded a top 15 finish.
absolutely.
T15.
Had to get up and down on the last hole.
Unbelievable.
That was, for me, obviously, we'll get onto the hole in one, but that was the bet. That for me was as good because of it.
I think that was as good because the hole in one he had. Yeah, to have a slam dunk hole in one on the last round of a major after being one of the main talking points all week, it's fairy tale, absolutely unbelievable stuff.
Yeah. Couldn't believe it. You couldn't write it.
That crap just does not happen.
Yeah.
Like
we said this before, didn't we? It's like the same thing. You could say that to your mates down the pub, and they'll be like, "Well, what are you taking? And can I have some, please?" Because that does not sound real.
He's had the best weekend of his life on a golf course, and not only did he get to play in a major, he also got to play. He also played really well.
Yeah,
made the cut for 4 rounds. He made the cut. He got to play his final round with, again, for the last 10 years, one of the best players on the planet who is going to get TV coverage. And then not only that, but you also beat him.
Yeah.
And get a hole in one during the round. If you went and told your friends about that, they would tell you that you were losing your mind. But he's got the added advantage of the entire thing was televised.
Yeah, it was. It might be.
I got proof. Prove it. Pics or it didn't happen. Boom.
Probably quite a rare experience for Rory that he wasn't getting the loudest cheers.
Like in a group. He wasn't. Yeah, he really wasn't.
It was awesome. It was so good to see.
That was one
fantastic
thing that really impressed me is that the crowds at the PGA Championship. I was so impressed with that. Like the amount of people that were there, so good, so good to see.
Throughout all those weather conditions as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
New York State crowds are notoriously, they love the sport. They're going to turn
Rowdy, yeah.
Yeah, it was
to be honest, like the rowdiness, there was a bit of rowdiness. It wasn't Beth Page rowdiness, though.
No, it wasn't. No.
Brooks got booed at one point as well, didn't he, on the tee?
Oh, did he?
With Bryson,
Yeah, a little bit, but
That's a good pairing as well.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to see some
Forgot about
fireworks
that.
from that group, but there was nothing. It was very disappointing.
But no, to have all that, and he's won, so $288,000, which equates to 2,307 lessons at his current price.
Yeah,
so
so
that's quite a lot.
That is mad.
Back when you were teaching, how much would you charge for like an hour at your peak?
At my peak, I was just under 100, I want to say, or 100 for an hour.
Okay, so you're £100 an hour.
Yeah.
That is redonkulous.
£100 an hour.
He was very good.
You're looking at a top 50 golf coach here.
Bro, he fixed my swing in one lesson.
Yeah, I didn't even say anything. I just looked at him.
Just stand up a bit taller, you lemon.
I looked at him, swore, prodded him, and magic happened.
That's not a joke.
He shot your best round over 18 or something. Anyway,
Listen, I don't want to take the shine away from Michael Block, but yes, I hit 17 fairways.
Some more numbers. He was world 3,580, and now he's world 577. He has got an invite into the Charles Schwab Classic next week, or Challenge, wherever it's called. Invitational, and the RBC Canadian Open, which is amazing, really.
And also next year.
Yeah, plays at Valhalla next year.
The reason I said about a top 15 finish is because that gets him into the PGA Championship next year.
Valhalla, yeah.
And his post-round interview is quite good, actually, because he was saying one of the big things about that is that if he goes through qualifying again next year, well, he won't have to, so another PGA pro has a chance.
It frees up the space.
I thought that what he said there just kind of perfectly
summed him up,
packaged him as a person completely. The fact that after all of this, out of the amount of money he was going to win, out of everything that had gone on that week, for him to even have the level head and understanding, the awareness that because he qualified automatically, that now means an extra PGA pro can get in next year.
Yeah. That's so good.
It was just after the round they did for me when they'd just come out the scorer's hut. I think it was his son. He got, can you take a picture of me and Rory?
I love that.
I thought that was very, very cool. And yeah, it's just it is a fantastic story. Everybody loves an underdog story, and that's definitely what it was. It should be said though, like he is a good golfer.
Yeah, he's made a cut on the tour before.
Well, he's played in 24 PGA Tour events over his career, and this is his 7th major. It's the first one he's obviously done anything.
He's played in majors before.
So he's qualified through he's qualified through the American PGA competitions before
for the PGA Championship.
Yeah, to play. Right. There was a video going around of him qualifying for Belle Reve, and I think it was on the last hole. His son was caddying for him, and he hit his shot down like a rabbit hole. And his son, his son's had to literally all the way down this rabbit hole getting his ball out.
Got his arm all the way lost in this rabbit hole.
And he made an up and down to qualify.
Oh wow!
So him making unbelievable up and downs.
Yeah, that's obviously something
on the last hole.
It's just a trend. It's like, yeah, cool. This is what I do at the PGA.
He has quite an interesting swing as well. Like he sort of probably dips into it, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's an individual. It's an individual motion. Like he plays his game.
Hits with the analysis. Yeah. Talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, you are right. It's a drop and a leg drive and a little buttery cut most of the time. It's definitely got old school swing vibes. Yeah, but he's 46.
Yeah,
we're not talking about a young, precocious 18-year-old assistant pro from the back streets of Texas here. Yeah, we're talking about someone who's been there, done that, which takes nothing away from kind of what he's achieved, and it's just fantastic. But it also shows, there is a depth of golf out there that people probably just don't know about.
Yeah. So that coming back to you earlier about what the PGA Tour, the PGA Championship kind of has as its identity. I think this is it. This is it in the sense of like, I know you're obviously thinking of the style of the golf course, but this is more about having these sort of things that come and happen, and
which is cool. I mean, it's not nothing like this has happened in my living memory. And
hold on, excuse me. Last year, the Michelob Ultra guy was the main focus of the tournament.
that shows a slight issue with the PGA Championship. By the way, $17 a beer.
Yeah, I know. That was ridiculous.
That's not the identity a PGA Championship wants.
No
But
thanks.
yeah,
The
yeah,
identity of being.
Wow, you heard it here first.
17 quid a beer. That is an absolute joke.
It is a
$17
disgrace, yeah.
a beer. So anyway, sorry, I've got that off
Way too
got
much.
that off my chest.
Well, thanks. Well done.
Sorry.
You're right now.
You got hot there.
Feel
It just
good.
really annoyed me. Like you pay so much money to go watch a tournament, and
And
then
you get shafted even when you're in.
We
Yeah.
said this about the waste management, didn't we? It was like it was $10 a beer there, and so that's even very expensive.
Yeah.
And there's like nothing worse
Because they've got you, haven't they? You're in.
There's
You're
nothing
in the grounds.
worse
You've got to pay
than,
it.
Yeah, like sort of ripping off your fans. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
know, there's that. I think he might even have a YouTube channel now. But there was a guy who would go around and work out the cheapest and best tasting and most expensive like burgers at Premier League football or like football league football stadiums.
Right.
I wonder if there's a chart of how much a pint costs at a golf tournament.
there'll definitely be something. You see all. I can't remember the name of the account on Twitter. It just basically goes around. They just post photos and prices of things that you get at like English football
right?
grounds.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's the
like
guy
a
I'm thinking
pie
of.
and a
yeah.
ticket.
yeah.
and-
So I'm sure somebody can do that.
Isn't Augusta like particularly cheap?
Yeah, the concessions. Yeah.
Which
I
is
mean,
what it should be. Which
again,
is what it should
yeah,
be.
yeah.
It is very difficult to get a ticket for that. But once you're in there, they do treat their patrons with a level of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus the merch tent.
Oh no,
Oh no, they respect you.
No,
they respect your wallet.
They respect the hell out of you in that merch tent.
Yeah.
And it's not a tent; it's
Come-
a solid building.
Okay.
Come here, spend your thousands.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Well, so we talk about Michael Block getting through the PGA and this qualification into the PGA Championship. Do you feel that now there is it almost in the week that a LIV guy has won, that it's placed emphasis on having events that have qualification and have cuts? Is there kind of a, because these kind of stories won't present themselves if you can't qualify like this.
Yeah.
I mean, we are talking about something that, as you have mentioned, doesn't happen a lot.
No.
But for the fact that it can happen is the charm.
Yeah, very
that,
valuable
these
to
things
have
can-
that. Like we also haven't had a like weird winner of a major for a very long time.
No.
Like someone who you don't expect to go out and
Yeah,
you
but we're
go out
looking
and
at
win
these.
it, but-
We're looking at these closed fields like LIV, and now potentially also what the elevated events on the PGA Tour are going to be as well.
Yeah.
The opportunity for things like this to happen is diminishing. Like, it's,
I mean, you do it through the PGA a little bit. Obviously, you got the Open kind of qualifying
Yeah.
as well. You
Yeah.
know, and you got US Open qualifying
Yeah.
as well. You know, there are ways to get into these events, but yeah, to be honest, like the best players in the world generally are going to be kind of up there.
Of course, yeah.
And I know we're obviously getting really excited for Michael Block. Yeah, but he was T15. You know, he was never in contention for this.
no.
You know, no one ever thought he was going to come through and win. It's just like a fantastic individual story for him.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like without him and without what he did, this whole PGA Championship would have been less of an event.
Yeah, it did make the event much more exciting, thinking that this kind of, not an everyman, obviously, is a very good golfer to have got there in the first place. But
You are right, though. You are right.
it made the tournament.
That could be me.
Well, no, it could be, but that's the point, isn't it? That like
That could literally
in
be
theory,
It could be
in
paid.
theory,
Literally be.
like at the Masters, an amateur plays like they have a cut. Maybe do they have 2 or 3?
Yeah, you get invited to win like the Amateur Championship.
Yeah, so in theory, you can get good enough to win that, and then get good enough to win a major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be the best player in the world forever. You only have to be the best player in the world for 4 rounds.
The kind of best, well, I suppose best, but the best maybe context of putting it is that you believe that your highest world ranking was actually higher than what Michael Block's was at the start of this week.
Yeah, I was at my peak. I was a better ranked player than the Blockster.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
But
And you're rubbish.
exactly, I think to be honest, more than anything, it just goes to show the terrible disparity in the official World Golf rankings.
They're crap now and they were crap before.
They literally have not a clue like who is out there and what's going on.
On your best day, how close do you reckon you could get to the top of the table in one of these things? Like you shoot the lights out, right, for 4 rounds. How close do you reckon you get to? You make the cut?
No.
No. It's weird, isn't it?
On that course, right now, if I broke
80.
If I broke 80 around that course, I would be deliriously happy. I would have played my very best golf. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like
Yeah.
It is. It is.
I mean, but and to be honest, I don't think I would. Like, it'd definitely be mid 80s, probably best case scenario.
Oh God, I'd love to shoot mid 80s.
What did Billy Horschel say? He said for an 18 handicapper, like 150.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. Do you see that video?
And he's right. Like, you just don't.
150.
It's not so much. It's not so much. Obviously, the length of the course is massive. Yeah. The rough, unbelievably thick.
So thick.
You know, you're playing shots that. If you played that course, you would be playing shots that you literally will never, ever play anywhere else. So you'd have no kind of thing to gauge it by. You'd no experience of it.
Yeah, it was the first time I'd seen kind of, we've seen lots of range footage of golfers at the majors. They're warming up and then they're putting or whatever. It was the first time I saw people spend a lot of time in the rough with a bag of balls, like practicing chip shots out of that rough because they knew they were going to come up against it and they knew it was going to be a massive challenge.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I didn't realise that you allow Bushnells now, or rangefinders,
Yeah, you are on PGA Champs.
That's mad. I didn't know that. So you're not allowed in like US Open.
No.
So
PGA
it's
Championship's the only one.
Oh, right. So yeah, I thought that
maybe they become the.
I got the vibe that you were saying that it was.
Oh no, for
everything.
PGA Championships.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
I'm almost sure.
You're definitely not allowed at the Open.
Something's tickling in the back of my mind. Because you're allowed it through Open qualification process. So, like, you're going through a regional final, you're allowed it, but not in the actual Open.
Yeah.
But
funny.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's definitely one of those things which is only a matter of time. Like,
Is it going to be a thing?
Yeah, there's no reason for it not to be. It seems kind of pointless to hold back the tide in the face of something which essentially would speed the game up and which is kind of already available anyway. Like, the difference between a player using a rangefinder and a caddy using a yardage booklet is the yardage booklet just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, and then you have to like second guess yourself 100 times.
Yeah, and you kind of saw it like when players were in trees. Yeah. There was a lot less caddies kind of like having to pay stuff out and like figure it out. They just go and look around the tree, give it a zap.
Exactly. And they're not allowed the slope rating on.
No, they can't. They can't do
slope adjustment. Yeah. I forgot to tell you this actually. When we played in Turkey, me and Pete played, like, Pete was filming social stuff, the last round that we played, and I actually got to play, which was lovely. And I was like, I flew a couple of greens and then I was really short on a couple of greens. And Pete was like, what rangefinder are you using? I don't know, showed him. It was one of the shot scope ones and I had it set on meters. He was like, stop using that.
No.
Honestly.
I was like, oh, so sad.
Honestly. Just
not good.
I don't know. Just don't know how you get through a day. So it was yeah, it was fantastic. So very happy for Michael Block. Interesting what happens now with Brooks and the whole kind of world ranking debate. It's definitely in need of fixing. No matter your opinion on LIV, PGA, DP, where people play, something has to change because it's just not. It's not right.
It's not working, is it?
Yeah.
Although I will say Brooks has got up to number 13 in the world now.
Is that how high he went?
He went to 13.
Because we say he was 40.
He was 44th at the start of the week.
Yeah.
And that's just off the back of the Masters.
Well,
and
back
the PGA.
of the Masters and the PGA. He got some good points going for him at the moment.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Oh, and Scotty's gone 1-1. Just sorry. Yeah.
Has he? I didn't even know that.
Another change.
Yeah, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Scotty's
Rahm's going to be number one next week again.
Excuse me, Rahm. I don't want to swear, but he's something the bed this week again.
Mate, no, Rahm, like,
terrible.
Yeah, but he was so angry. He was such an angry man.
Like, I've won the Masters, and now did he end 50? End up 50th?
Something like that.
Yeah, he shot like
4 over, I think, for the tournament. 5 over. So.
Yeah,
man like Block beat him.
Yeah, so
lucky.
He's one of those people. I just would not want to piss him off. I would not want to piss him off, or be playing with him when he's playing bad.
Yeah. Hey, listen. As far as I'm concerned, he made the cut, so that's a bonus.
Yes, that is true. We do need to get into our points.
Yes, we do.
I just want to quickly touch on Hovland. I think it might be inevitable that Hovland wins a major. Maybe not this year, but he's been up there both times so far this year, and just maybe hasn't got it done quite.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on Hovland's hopes for the rest of the year? And Ryder Cup obviously is obviously going to be very important for us.
Don't see any reason why he won't do the same thing for the next 2 majors. I think the Open is probably his best chance to win one. More so because of the fact he can put a putter on most things. But saying that, he chipped and putted very well this week.
He was ranked
bunker play was unreal.
Yeah, he just weirdly became a great bunker player for the week.
Apart from 16.
Don't.
But that was an
I'll tell you
iron.
what.
He had an iron.
RIP is round.
That bunker has single-handedly just ruined my PGA Championship.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I wanted Viktor to win, not only for my team, but as I wanted him to win of the guys up there. Also, Corey Connors made a double in there, which then meant he finished T12. So I didn't win on my bet for him of the week for being in each way. So that was great.
Yeah.
Was that your stats bet?
How did your Tony Finau get on?
Tony Finau did very well. He turned up. He
played golf.
He played golf.
He made the cut. He made the cut.
He made the cut. Yeah. He played golf.
Then we're not actually sure if he did turn up after he made the cut.
No.
I
I
sent
don't
somebody else
think.
out.
I think he sent his son out. Actually,
Yeah.
I think
You may as well have done.
that was what went wrong.
It probably would have gone better if he
Tony
had
played
done.
the first 2, and then he went, "Oh, I'll give my son a go because he's just that nice." He just let him.
He's a lovely guy. He needs his family there, or he'll cry.
Yeah. Right, so what are the
But yes,
scores then?
Hovland.
Hovland,
I feel like it's coming for him.
Hovland's coming now.
So to fill everyone with what we're doing for the majors this year, we have picked a team of 4 players, and if they miss the cut, they get awarded the amount of points for the last player. So what was the
76.
last? So 76.
There were 76 people who missed the cut.
Okay, so 76. And then if, let's say, because Koepka is on Kieran's team, he won, so he will be getting awarded 1 point. So it's the team with the lowest number of points at the end of the year which win.
Yeah.
How do we get on?
Okay,
So
so
start with you first.
oh shush, actually. Well, we just need to factor in also that Kieran made a sub from last time.
Yep.
Right, so you took Zalatoris out because he's taken himself out for the rest of the season because of injury. Good news from the Zalatoris camp is that he's feeling much better. I think I saw an Instagram from him that said he was starting to feel good again post surgery. So
We've not got someone on the inside.
No.
Right,
So you can start practicing his putting now.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
I still
It's
feel
so
like
mean.
I still feel like I've been shafted a little bit with that. But
Okay, so-
I'm not getting.
So not only
You're not bitter about it though.
Not only did Kieran
shocking.
make to pay for the substitution, Kieran had to pay for it using a missed cut amount of points from this tournament. So Kieran is already 76 behind when it comes into the tournament. We'll see. We'll start from me. Okay, so I have I had a particularly bad tournament. Fitzpatrick missed the cut. Sanjay Im missed the cut. Rob McIntyre. Rob, if you're going to get into the tournament, at least play well, you fool. He didn't make it to the Masters, so I got a miscut on him there. And I've also got a miscut on here. The only one who didn't miss the cut was Colin Morikawa, and he came T26. So I got 76, 76, 76, and 26.
Who's the other player on the team?
Fitzpatrick, Morikawa, Im, and McIntyre.
I will say about McIntyre, he had the longest active streak of made cuts in majors. He had 10, and now that's
He
ended.
didn't even go to the Masters, so
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
fool. Okay, so then we'll do Pete. Rahm, T50.
Oh,
Cam Smith, T9.
Not bad.
Molinari
Yeah.
missed a cut.
I know, he had a chance as well.
And Sam Burns missed a cut as well. So
Yeah,
you had two.
He pooped the bed for some reason.
You had 2 missed cuts. I had 3 missed cuts. You had 2. Then we'll go Jacob. McIlroy, T7.
Thank
Lovely.
you, finally. Jeez.
Hovland, T2.
Very good.
Beautiful. And Moronk, 40.
Yeah, hey,
He did all right.
my
Moronk did
my
good.
outside top 50 bet that we the pick that we had to make. If they make the cut at majors, that is their work done for me.
So I will get onto my longing to trade out McIntyre in a minute because I don't think it's going to happen for the rest of the season. Now, your only miscut was young Tom Kim.
Yeah, I worried about him at this course. Just doesn't hit it far enough.
It's not his
No.
course, is
and
it?
he also isn't he the guy that fell in?
Yeah.
He went deep
That
into the
was
mud.
so
That was
funny.
so good.
It was so funny because Pete came back from Royal Troon after the night out. He'd had a few beers, and literally the first thing that comes on is just Tom Kim, just covered in mud, and Pete's just like, ah! Get this on video.
Can we just cut it in quickly?
Yeah,
So
we'll
just-
cut it in. Yeah.
Tom Kim. That's what we want to see. Oh, look at the boy. Look at him. Oh, yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So not a great showing for Tom Kim.
No.
It also missed the cut, so that's 76 for the boy. Now, annoyingly enough, Kieran did exceptionally well.
Very well.
Having added on his 76 missed cut for his Zalatoris trade, you took... Who did you take instead?
I took Shane Lowry.
He took Shane Lowry, who finished with 12 points, T12. Scottish, for a second. Brooks Koepka won the thing, so you get 1 point for Brooks. And then your only weird one was Finau.
Yeah,
He
Finau,
came 72nd.
Finau.
It's basically a missed cut. Yeah.
So you may as well have missed the cut.
Yeah, I know that was
I tell you, it's not a bad week though. Like your trade in did a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
I didn't really see
Well,
this as a shame course either.
It was DJ, wasn't it? Who you were?
Yeah, that was like
it was DJ who I was
So
thinking.
you went for the right guy.
For the right option,
So
only
far.
because of like the Opens coming up and
Yeah,
You
yeah.
thought
like
he'd
that,
better set up for the rest of the.
better
okay.
set up for the rest of them.
It's good in wind, isn't he?
He's good in wind and in rain.
How many times over the week we were watching the golf, and if it ever got up a bit, it'll be like, well, it's getting windy, so Larry's good in wind.
It's the best thing ever. Like it's good in the wing. He was like struggling. He was struggling. As soon as the wind dropped and sun came out, he played his best golf. And I was like, oh well, that's a surprise.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah,
So some mixed results. Obviously, Koepka winning means that we've continued our trend of at least one of us having the winner of the tournament.
Yep.
We're good at
He was my outside 50 man as well.
Yeah,
He was.
Yeah.
He
God,
was
that's
very good.
That's
Yeah.
your team is actually absurdly good.
Yeah.
Lowry, Scheffler,
Done well.
Finau, and Koepka.
Yeah.
Koepka was the other for you. He was the other injury worry. Like you,
Yeah.
He
you
was.
kind of with
Yeah.
Zalatoris and Koepka, you were towing a line. Obviously, Will fell off, but Koepka, you seem to have stumbled on gold.
Okay, so we'll go through the current standings. I am currently in last place.
How many points you got?
I've got 343 points.
3. You were first, by the way.
I
before
was winning after
You
the
were-
Masters.
you were winning after
my
the
team 10, 16 and the miscut McIntyre from the Masters was exceptional. So that was very good.
Oh, that's stinky.
It's a bit stinky now because I've had three. I've added 3 miscuts.
Yeah.
So, so I'm last. Peter Finch, you are third. We'll call it third. Actually, you're third. You have 328 points.
Okay.
So
Oh.
I'm 343. Pete has 328.
3, 4, 3. Oh, right. So it's quite close between the pair of you.
Yes, but what's even closer is the pair of you two. You have both 254 points.
Yeah.
No way.
Exact same
That's
amount.
Exact same amount of points. So
Wow.
Kieran took
That's
a
good. I like that.
76-point hit, and
7. So
He's
I'd
still
be
tied.
I'd be
you could have
7.
been
You'd be
storming into the lead.
you'd be winning by 80-ish points by now.
Oh.
See, that's why it's a bit annoying, but
Yeah, but you say that, but then like Zalatoris wouldn't have been playing,
No,
so it just
he
doesn't
doesn't.
matter. Like,
yeah.
So you would have been without the hit, then
Yeah.
obviously you would have been.
I've just the hit.
You should be shaking our hands for allowing you to make a trade.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
I think you're in good spot because now you've had the hit. You're
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
first,
Yeah.
and now you're just going to hope you guys go on for the next couple, which they
Yeah.
look like they should.
Yeah.
The loser, by the way, has to restock the food cabinet here at work.
Yeah, that food cabinet is
It's
basically
there's,
dust.
There's
right now.
literally
Yeah.
one minestrone soup in there, and that's it.
Wow.
And no one wants it.
And no
old-
one
I think-
wants it.
I think
Some
what-
old Cocoa Pops.
I think what I might do as well is when I know that I'm not like going to finish last, I'm going to go to IKEA, get the same unit, just double stack it.
Yeah, that wasn't agreed actually. So
Just a
sorry.
bigger unit just comes in.
gonna
and
be-
Oh, it's always been like that.
It's going to be tight between the two of you. I tell you, it's going to be tight.
Well, listen, there's
look,
still time. There's 2 majors left.
me and you could have what Mick had this week. You
Yeah.
just don't know.
2 majors left.
Yeah, but I've got Scottish Scheffler. Scottish Scheffler
You
is going
just
to
don't
finish
know.
top
You
4.
just never know.
Scottish Scheffler is finishing top 4 in
Oh, what's that?
every
Actually,
single
we're
major.
getting breaking news. Scottish Scheffler's out for the rest of the season with a back injury.
No. No.
Okay, so I would like to request the option to make a trade for the next tournament.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
I would like to take out Rob McIntyre and trade in someone else who I have not yet decided on, but I know I want to get rid of
You want to get rid of him?
R.I.P. Rob. I want to get rid of him.
Oh,
Wow. So you're going to take the hit?
I will take the US Open amount of points hit in order to make another pick.
Remember that Rob is your outside 50 pick as well. So you will
there
have...
are way better options outside top 50 than him.
Okay.
that is true, to be fair.
All I would say is that outside the top 50 in the world, he was a good pick. So if you go out there into the wilderness and pick somebody else...
It's a long list. Okay, here we go. I'll Matt Kuchar,
maybe
51.
maybe we'll
That's quite stinky.
Ricky Fowler,
Ricky Fowler ain't bad.
Thomas Peters,
I mean, I think if you're going to make...
Victor Perez, Minwoo Lee.
If you're going to make this pick, I think you need to make it obviously before the next podcast and let us know.
Before the next podcast or before the next major preview? Because Kieran had
He-
longer.
Yeah, before the next major preview is fine.
Okay.
I don't think it's probably wise to sit
Right.
here as you go through the top 300 players in the world.
No, I'm just thinking like Dustin's in there now.
Yeah. See, I was thinking Dustin, but
Yeah.
Bryson.
As if you went, I want to change, and then the first name you
Yeah.
said was Matt Kuchar.
Well, he's 50. He's 51. Rob McIntyre is actually 100th in the world right now.
Michael walks down at 577 if you want to. If you just want to keep
literally
scrolling.
take block.
Blocky. So, yeah, you got until next major to make that decision.
Okay, thank you.
Rob, I would have stuck with you, mate, to be honest, going to a links course. But you know what? It's fine.
He's got a whole nother major to flop before we go to.
Yeah,
the
he's
course.
also a member at LA Country Club. So,
Did you not know he won the amateur there, and he's going to do the same thing that Fitzpatrick did?
It would be quite funny if you,
That'd be
took him
fantastic.
on.
And then he won the tournament.
And
God,
then
it would
he
be
McIntyre, top
incredible. The first Scottish winner of a major in over a century. Rob McIntyre, my God. I think we should.
Rob, if you're watching this, play badly.
No, I think we'll host a party.
Yeah.
Who was the last Scottish winner? Sandy Lyle?
Gotta be.
Yeah,
No,
Sandy
no,
Lyle.
Paul Laurie. Paul Laurie.
Oh, Paul Laurie, yeah, of course, yeah. So, Rob, yeah. Come on,
Should
Mike.
we,
We'll see. We'll see.
Should we play that game that we haven't played in ages?
Oh my God,
Guess the
let's.
player.
Guess the player.
Look how happy he is.
Are you going to do the intro or shall I do the intro?
You can do it.
So, each week when we're all together, the last time was about a month ago, Kieran pretends to be a famous female or male golfer, spitting out facts from their life in ascending order of easiness. We all have one life.
No, it literally
that
should
we
be
can
both
burn.
because it's a 2-horse race.
We all have one life that we can burn, and the first person to guess it wins. Can we have our buzzers, please?
Yeah, I was.
Jacob is. Get in the hole. I am.
He is.
Kaka.
Mick is.
Cool, blimey.
And the scores are currently what?
Absolutely no idea.
I want to say you've got a couple points on
Yeah,
me.
it's
I
like
think
six. It's like 6-4-1.
Yeah, 6-4-1.
That sounds good.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
around-
one doesn't sound good.
It's around
Better than none.
6-4-1, but
Well,
We wrote that one down for you.
yeah,
as well.
I was also
we slipped you a
I
piece
was
of paper.
I was gifted that one because you didn't use your buzzer and you said the answer, so and you were out.
Yeah.
So
Right.
now we had we'll bring this up in a later podcast, but we did have a quick conversation about something that someone commented on a previous video. Is that because my golf knowledge is much more beginner level than you three, potentially this might be a little bit rogue. I could take over doing the questions so that Kieran can compete. What do we think about that as an option for the season 2 of Guess the Player?
You know what?
when does season 2 come in?
So someone gets
2042.
to 10 points.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, fine, yeah.
I mean, I'm not totally against it. I feel it gives you a little bit of a pass for not deepening your own golf knowledge.
Yeah. You should be in the books.
You should be doing your homework.
Yeah, if you ask me anything about Tommy Fleetwood or old Tom Morris, and I'll win.
Oh, okay.
So strangely specific.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was
only-
very specific. Where were you looking over there?
Because I've read Tommy's Honour. That was my introduction to
Oh, right.
golf.
Right, I see.
You got Phil's there as well.
Yeah, I'm
You
reading.
know that's not Tommy Fleetwood, right?
No, it's not. No, that's what it's about. And then I've also actually Orion Poulter because I've read Miracle at Medina.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a
I'm
few.
I'm currently reading the Sevi autobiography, which is quite good.
Right.
Right, go
Kieran.
to it. Go.
Hit us.
Right, here we go. How
Get
long we got? We haven't got
into,
long.
get into character.
Okay.
So we got 19 minutes, so do it quick.
Plenty of time.
Right, I won the 2018 US Amateur Championship.
I think I've seen that recently. I think I've seen that on a graphic somewhere.
Pete is head in
You're
hands.
right. Yeah, you're right, Pete.
I'm thinking.
Moving too hard, you'll explode.
Okay.
I turned pro in 2019 after the US Open.
Okay.
Kaka.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Is it Viktor Hovland?
Oh my.
That's who I thought it was.
Yeah,
That's
it
who I was
is
gonna
Viktor
say.
Hovland.
Yes.
Bloody hell.
Damn it.
I
That
should-
was
I-
literally who I
to be
had.
That first one was too easy.
To be honest, I knew it straight away. I should have just gone
That
for
first clue was
Why
too
did
easy.
you know it straight away?
it. Because I remember him winning the USAM,
Oh, really?
and that's the amount of time he turned pro. So
Oh, for God's sake.
There we go. I mean, like,
I had a chance as well because I.
yeah, can't give it. Make it a challenge, Gil. Oh my god!
that was,
Please. You might as well said I'm a professional golfer from Norway.
well, yeah, obviously I had to. Oh, and then I didn't want to say Oklahoma because
Yeah, that would have been.
that'd have instantly
straight
got
away,
it
yeah.
because of he's been wearing the orange, hasn't he?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Yeah.
He had some outfits.
Yeah, he
This
had
year was
some
PGA,
outfits.
did he? Oh
Maybe
my
that's
word.
what he needs to get over the line. Just wear black and white and go and win a major. You fool.
Wow.
Oh, Jay Lindbergh, you should be embarrassed.
He got questioned about that quite a lot this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like, I get
yeah.
paid to
Why
wear
are
it,
you
so I'll just wear it.
Why are you wearing that?
I mean, as far as like Jay
money.
Lindbergh must be pretty happy. It's like getting
Yeah,
a lot of headlines.
they're in the news.
I do remember. Was it you I was talking to on that Saturday? I was so confused
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
with
you
like
said,
who. Like I didn't realize like for the first 9 holes, like Victor started off with waterproof jacket,
Yeah, that was Sunday morning.
waterproof trousers,
Good.
and then he took his jacket off. So his like top was a different color. So he had a different top color on, but the same waterproof trousers. Then he took his waterproof trousers off. So he'd already had 3 changes of outfit in about 6 holes.
Good.
So I couldn't tell who he was. Then he put his waterproof trousers. No, then he put his top back on, but left his trousers, normal trousers on. And then he finally went back to his full waterproofs about the 9th hole.
Yeah.
So I watched like 9 holes, and
You
I
changed
thought I was
literally
watching a
every
different player every single time.
You said it. You said it on.
It was so confusing.
You said it on Saturday morning, and you were. Was it Saturday or Sunday morning?
Sunday morning.
It must have been Sunday
I
morning.
think it was Sunday morning when you we were all just a bit and you were just
Delirious.
sitting, he was like this like, other thing. He's changed his outfit about 10 times
Yeah,
in 10 hours.
we should
And
say
you explained it perfectly.
we were watching in the pub, so like we had glances up at the
In
TV.
the morning.
No.
Oh, the night it
we
was
were still there in the morning, technically.
Good lads.
God,
Now, in your defence, Kieran, that was absurdly easy.
that was.
In your defence, you've had nearly a month off.
Yeah,
So
I was about to say. I mean, Viktor Hovland was one of those where he is quite a hard one because you can't be like, oh, well, I was born in Norway. I was born in.
No,
So it's
man,
like-
not having it. I thought you didn't nail it today. I thought it was poor preparation.
Really?
You know what?
Really?
Sick of it.
I mean, I
he's
could
saying,
have
he's saying
said.
he's had a month off from this. Well, look what happens to Brooks. He could just turn up and turn it on.
yeah, month to prepare,
Yeah.
maybe. Fool.
I mean, I could have maybe started off with a different. One of them was I finished tied second in the Albertson Boys Open, part of the Corn Ferry Tour Finals. This,
Yeah, that would have been much more
Yeah,
obscure.
that-
You should have started with that one.
That's the first one. Because I'd been like, well, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Should've
That's
started
made
with-
up. That's not real.
Like, I'm right-handed.
yeah, it might be made up. It might,
I am
literally
a
might be
human.
made
I
up.
am right-handed.
But then I wasn't gonna. Normally, I start with the age to get a gauge, and then
Usually the first 2 is like date of birth.
date of birth. And
I
then,
turned pro.
Yeah, and then the next one.
I
would
attended
be,
the University of...
Yeah, then the next one's university, and I was like, you'll get this instantly. So I thought we'll start with the amateur.
I can't believe
But
we didn't
that
go
was-
for a different player.
Well, we haven't done him yet, so I thought,
I'm disappointed in you.
I was thinking of going Michael Block.
Do you know what? I
should've done
was
that,
waiting for you to
I
say
was-
the first thing, and I was
I
like,
really was
I
going to go
made a
for
hole in
it,
one on the
but,
15th hole.
Yeah, I really was going to go for it. But I knew we were going to talk about him a lot in this podcast, so I thought I'd change it and give someone else the limelight.
Hey, listen, it was a fair effort. It's all
Well,
good.
that's just wild, right?
It was terrible. Right, let's go and finish this week's worth of videos, get them all out. You've got a week to prepare for the next one. go and prepare for the next one.
Oh, right, right.
Leave right
I
now.
was like,
hit
are you
the
about videos
archives.
or what?
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Right.
I'll have a good one. I'll have a good one next week.
Lots of great things happening on Discord. Lots of great chat going on. Join the Discord. There's lots of giveaways happening on socials.
Yeah, we'll
Go to Pete's socials.
We've got a turkey one.
Yeah, we've got a turkey one with Jet2, and also the giveaway for reaching 10,000 subscribers is going to land next week.
Yeah. We've just been a bit busy.
Yeah, we've.
This is the first time we've seen each other in a month, so we're just excited.
Yeah.
So that will be happening. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you are listening on podcast, make sure you follow us on your favorite provider. If it is YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like the video. We are 2 majors down. The year is racing out ahead of us. The next stop is the US Open in
4 weeks.
Major Land
4 weeks
the
away.
toughest test of golf. It is already halfway through the year. That is both depressing and worrying at the same time. Where the hell has the first half of this
Neither
year
of
just
those are
gone?
good things.
Time is slipping through our fingers.
Do you reckon,
Oh,
do you
my
reckon,
word.
do you reckon Brooksy's going to do it again?
No, please, no,
Sorry.
no,
Sorry.
no, he's not. Right, bye everyone.
See you in a bit.
See you